What is going on, YouTube? I'm your West host, and today we're going to be talking about a unit that I never see discussed for what I think are pretty obvious reasons, which is this Extreme Int SSR Cellza. Now, when this unit first came out as part of the Dragon Ball Fusions collab, following the, I believe, the $250 million download banner. Sorry about that text message. I was very hype on him. He filled a lot of holes in the Fusion team. He did share shocking speed with Tech SSJ4 Gogeta, which was very nice because his link set was a little bit difficult to kind of build around here. So I was very excited when he first launched. He also has a very interesting passive. We'll take a look real quick before kind of showing him off. Not you. Pull up. Thank you. He gets 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets a high chance of getting an additional 30% attack, and he gets a high chance of recovering 10% HP at the start of turn. So he's very RNG based on what he can do. I used to have a really good grasp of when his passive is active versus when it wasn't, but unfortunately that's kind of gone by the wayside, along with my usage of him. But I've always been fascinated by this unit. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I would love to see him get an awakening in the future. Now, we're running him on the Transformation Boost team. I don't have STR Cooler, but I do want to link up Cellza with STR Cooler. So I'm having to run STR Boo on the team. And, I mean, this unit, I was a fierce defender of STR Boo for a very long time, but he is just not good. Mine's at 79%, and he's starting out at 1.2. He's starting out less than this Easy A second form Frieza. That's bad. That's really bad. And then obviously Cooler's going to be higher too. I didn't check how many dupes were in this, but I mean, it's really depressing to see how bad STR Boo is. And this is going to do basically nothing. Yeah. It was more than I expected though. Alright, so we'll take a look here. It looks like, I think his passive's active. Yeah, 67k defense, definitely not getting the job done. I think his attack passive is active, just because he's starting out at 181,000 attack, which is pretty high for a base SSR. Keep in mind, he does not have a TUR Awakening, so if that ever comes, and I say if, yeah, ooh. Yeah, he's aged. That might not have been passive active. Maybe, I don't know. That was low to have Kid Buu next to him. That might not have been his passive fully active, now that I think about it. I don't know. I'd be surprised if it was. Also, this Buu still not transformed. Not great. So we'll go ahead and we'll get all these with Buu, and then we'll get these with Oms. So you can definitely see these aged. When he first came out, he was interesting because he did give himself defense, which was a very necessary addition for that Fusions category team when it first came out, because it was struggling defensively. I mean, the only defensive unit you theoretically had was Tech Gogeta after he super attacked, then he rose his defense. I mean, that was it, which was not great. But now we have Cellza on rotation with Cooler. His defense is at 88k. Attack passive definitely active. Didn't get the healing like I thought we would, but that's fine. Because it is very RNG based, and we don't have Kid Buu's full passive, but this should still be a really good turn for him. 1.23, okay, that's a lot better. You know, for an SSR at, I want to say he's at 79%, and he's taking double digits. That's really not bad, yeah. I mean, for double support, it's not great. And it is RNG reliant, but it's not terrible. Like, I was expecting worse. Gosh, Cooler's really getting smacked up. I mean, Kid Buu is, you know, higher than both of them somehow. But, okay, so this is going to be Buu Piccolo. Oh, this is Buu Piccolo. That's good, because Buu Piccolo, out of all of them, is the best. So that's kind of cool to get. With the defensive support he provides. Do we have Metamorphosis with y'all? I think we do. No. Okay, so no one has Metamorphosis. What's his defense? 80k. We'll put him in the front, I guess. Sure. And then we'll rock you. And then you. But yeah, no, Cellza, I just want to kind of get a couple turns with him and see what, you know, what all he does, kind of the variations in his passive. He's a unit that no one, like I said at the beginning of the video, talks about, and it makes perfect sense. I don't know why you would. He's very forgotten unless you were kind of playing around the time that he arrived. If you were, you might understand why someone like myself has kind of an emotional connection to this unit. Because when he arrived, it was really cool to see. Once again, we did not get the healing. That's really unfortunate. We'll check his defense without Kid Buu on rotation. 88k. Okay, so that's still pretty good. Considering, once again, he is just an SSR. If he had TUR stats, he'd be doing pretty good. And I will say, for an SSR, his stats aren't bad. I was taking a look at the extreme int when I was trying to find the card art on DBZ space. Yeah, almost 1 million there. You know, he's not getting attacked from OMS. He's only getting attacked from Cooler. I'd like to see it a bit higher. Yeah. I mean, under 1 million with support is not great. Now, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell if his passive's fully active or what's active, what's not. Which, you know, does muddy the waters, so to speak, of how to rate this unit. Now, that's going to take a lot. No, we didn't. Okay. It's just very strange trying to kind of grade this unit, unfortunately. He obviously, okay, I think we can all say he's not held up well to the test of time. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fair. I do think that his kit is very interesting. The chance to heal, the chance to build up your attack, but the non-guarantee. I mean, that is, I think, inherently interesting, unique. We've not seen it 1,000 times. I think the closest thing we've seen it to would be the new Dokkan Fest Gotenks, who, once again, not getting the healing. I feel like that should be proccing more. It's a 50% chance each time. What's his attack look? Oh, his attack stat, or his attack is definitely active this time. So we'll get to see a little higher. I want to get Kid Buu back in rotation one time just to see. There's obviously no guarantee that his attack passive will be fully built up. There he's at over 1 million. Okay, so when his attack's active, he's at over 1 million, which is not bad for an SSR. Now, Cooler's getting an extra attack buff from the physical Golden Frieza, because the physical Golden Frieza is a movie boss support type, which Cellza is not getting. So, Cooler being higher is not necessarily related. I do want to go ahead and do this, just to kind of push off the damage so that we can have Kid Buu's passive fully active next turn. And we'll do this. This also has been a good showing, I think, for this second form Frieza, who I enjoy running. We're going to get the Dokkan attack, but it's not going to matter. But I really enjoy this second form Frieza. He's kind of interesting. Very neat, in my opinion. Definitely a unit that we didn't need, but is just kind of cool to have. There's an interesting AoE unit. Excuse me. Sorry about all these notifications coming up. I know it's a little weird. But just kind of cool to get to use and see. I don't think... Yeah... Buu Piccolo doesn't lower defense, so, you know, his attack stats can be pretty low. And then there's OMS, who's going to lower attack and defense, who's also another interesting unit to get to run. I just kind of built this team for fun, for the most part. The only units I really cared about were Cellza, STR Cooler, and Kid Buu. So let's go ahead and see what this attack's going to look like. He is 170... Is that active? Is that not? I can't tell. Is it going to be over 200? Okay, so... This might... We'll see if it's active or not. The 50% is just not great. If it was a 70% chance for either, I think I would like him a lot more. Yeah, definitely not active. That definitely didn't have his passive active there. Yeah, unfortunate. I don't know. Maybe that one where he was over 1 million, it was like 1.2 something is the highest we're going to see. It's interesting. I thought he was going to do a little bit better than this. I remember him being so good. I remember being such a vital component to... Wow, 1.5 million from Kid Buu. To my Fusion team at the time of release, but I knew the game had aged, but I did not realize how kind of rough this was going to be. Yeah, I think I've got 2 dupes in him. Yeah, 79%. His defense is not great. His attack's not bad, admittedly. For an SSR... I mean, 13,000 attack with 2 dupes, that's not bad. Because they're going to get up to, like, over 14,000. When he awoke, that would be... Excuse me, that'd be significant. So, yeah. Okay. It was kind of an interesting retrospective on this unit, I guess. I know this is a little bit different and a little out of place given the current time period of the game, but I just kind of wanted to take a look back at this unit, which I thought was very interesting. And see, you know, how he's done, how he's held up. Clearly not very well. I really, really hope that these fusion cards get awoken at some point. And, you know, some of them desperately need easy A's, so give those as well. I would love to see this card with a sticker effect. I know it would be a different art, but the kind of emanation of that purple aura behind him alongside kind of the red Dokkan art would just be beautiful. Also, it would just be cool to see if they added a little effect to the Dragon Ball Fusions logo, which is weirdly low quality. I did not realize that. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. Let me know if there's any other units you kind of want me to do, like a look back at, something like this. And as always, I hope to see you around sometime.